Yeah, I was just thinking that I got to finish watching the video where this man said his daughter learned how to do things herself, like make her own salt and do other things and stuff like that. And he said his son knows how to make banana potato chips. And that's why a lot of times I try to learn how to do as much as I could myself. And I guess that's why I like to be independent. You know what I'm saying? That's why I really like being independent. Yeah. Uh, because it's important to be independent. You know, it's very important to be independent. And, you know, um, it's just good to be able to know how to do things a lot of as much as you could. Learn as much as you could. That's all I can say. Uh, you don't know how to do something, and I'm telling myself too. You don't know how to do something, ask somebody. You know, that's why I said, me myself, don't want to be. I don't have no desires to work in no hospitals because this situation that my mom going through, it turned me against working in hospitals. It really did because I really realized the majority of the people there, they really don't care. All they want, they really just about making a drawing. It's just all about money. You know what I mean? When people come to work, they just look to come there and do their little job and they get off. Do you think the vast majority of them people care about them patients? No, they don't. I noticed that one lady, she was drawing blood in there. You know what I mean? And they was coming in there getting blood samples. Because the one thing about being in the hospital, that's why I be there. You know, and I didn't want to leave my. I just wasn't comfortable with leaving my mother in the hospital, like our mother in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Too fast. I mean, I know sometimes there'll be a liability situation, and maybe it's just for a little while you doing things, and it's a liability, and it happens. But my mother used to always talk to us a lot because she's a wise person. Uh, you can't you when you it's best she would say it's best to go with a family members or something like that when you go into these hospitals and stuff, because you don't know what them people be. You just don't know, man. You see what I'm saying? So when I see him come in there and draw blood samples of my mother, and I'm seeing our mother, and they getting blood, and then she's swelling up because she's already diabetic, and I'm not a physician, and I don't understand that. And I asked the woman, I said, "What is the purpose of them drawing blood?" She said, "Oh, they just get samples just to check you out." And I said, "Shoot, I wish they would do something for my mother, then our mother, and make her well, or do something. I wish it'd do that and wait, can raise her up or whatever." I said, to me, that ain't shit to me, in my honest opinion. You know what I mean? It's really nothing to me. Like, what is the purpose of that? Going to getting blood and somebody looking at it and all that every few minutes, somebody coming there and getting blood samples of you. You can't even goddamn rest. None of that shit because they gonna get one. That's why I say one thing about them hospitals, man. I hope that, man. Look, I don't wish nobody have to be. None of our people to be sitting in them hospitals like that. Cause that shit ain't that nice, bro. You sitting in them hospitals and shit, and they coming up in there, and you don't know what the hell they doing. You see what I'm saying? You don't know why they getting blood samples of you. So me myself, I don't give a damn about. I mean, I'm learning how to do the basics, like as far as helping, to keep somebody from whatever. I'm learning the basics, but I still don't want to work in no goddamn hospital. I don't. No, no, hell no. It just turned me against it because I just see how they really don't really care about the people in the nursing homes. You see what I'm saying? I see they don't really care about the people in the hospitals too at all. You know what I'm saying? So it it really, like, it just put a distaste. I would never, especially being a person that goes in there and get blood samples of people and all that kind of stuff. I would not feel comfortable doing. No, never in my life. I would never feel comfortable doing that because of the experience that I had with. I'm thinking about my mother being in that, and then I'm looking at other patients go through that, and somebody coming in and getting blood samples of them. It's gonna hurt me. You know, it's gonna bother me. Now, different things affect people in different ways and things of that nature. But from that, and saw how my mother saw how our mother suffered having a stroke, and how she was in pain and dealing with different illness and all that kind of stuff. It just it's just it's heartbreaking for me to just to even talk about that. I wouldn't even want to be a damn janitor in the hospital. I wouldn't want to be not part of none of that because it then put a dampening on me, and it's a bad dampening, and that's not good. You see what I'm saying? And you thinking that all them places is good organizations is to be, or you think a hospital is good and safe and a nursing home is good and safe is to go to and all of that, especially when it comes to your own people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, which are the real Jews according to the Bible. Them people is out to hurt our people, and I would never be comfortable working in Esau's, the so-called white man, um, um, organization. What make you think an institution that was created? Now, you don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not criticizing. It's a very few people, very few, maybe two. It might be two. It'll be a miracle if it's two people, good people that work in a hospital. It would be a miracle. I'm telling you. But the on average, no, they do not have good. Based upon all the 51 years of my life of living on this planet, I ain't never yet to see good. It's you very rarely will see good people in the hospitals that's working, because the average person that work in them hospitals is there to they don't care. They are supported. Anytime you work in an organization, in my honest opinion. Now, yeah, I want y'all to tell me, just tell me if y'all think I might have it wrong. I don't know. I might have it wrong because I realize that certain hospitals are needed and things of that nature. But I'm looking at how all the pain, being around our mother, being around our mother, and watch her go through the pain that she go through. And when you down, you ain't got nobody, bro. You don't have nobody. No, you don't. Sometimes the ones you think is closest to you, turn around on you too. Because that's how you can really tell if you really got somebody in your corner. If you're in a down and a dump to where you can't even move your fucking limb, and that motherfucker just don't want to be bothered with you or whatever, and they cutting you off altogether, that person wasn't really they ain't really they not really with you like that. People nowadays, man, it's just when it come down to you being crippled and down and stuff, most people that man, they gonna say I'm out on that. They gonna take a L on that. And the people that you think is your friend, that's why I said you got to be careful who you call yourself friend to. When you calling yourself somebody a friend, the Bible tells you in Ecclesiastes 13, I believe Ecclesiastes 6, and I believe it's 7. If thou will beget a friend, prove them first. You got to prove people first before you invite people into your space. You can't just sit up there all of the first few good moments that you have with a person and just like, oh, they're a friend or whatever, or this and that and the third. Man, you got to take time to prove people, man. You got to take time to see what you're dealing with. You do. You can't just do that, man, because I'm telling you, bro, even you'll be surprised, man. Some of the closest people to you will fuck you clean all the way up from here to goddamn New York. They will. Some people will mess you up from here to New York, man. You'll be surprised, man. You ain't really got nobody in your corner when you fucked up. And when you down, you ain't got no motherfucker. If you like my mother used to say all the time, if you ever want to know a motherfucker who in the fucking picture for you, get down and fucking out on your fucking stomach, and you gonna find out who the fuck you dealing with. And when you find out, you're gonna be like, man, fuck you. you're gonna be hurt with your goddamn self. You better take time and really, really, really get to know people, bro. Before you call somebody a friend, you got that shit is earned, bro. You can't just come into a real person's space and say, "Hey, I'm a friend. I'm a friend. I'm this and that. I'm there. I'm here and I'm that." No, partner. You got to take time to get to know that shit. Because when you down in a fucking hole somewhere, partner, let me tell you something. You're gonna find yourself something. Our mother used to say that shit, say stuff like that years ago. And a lot of times we was young, we didn't catch it and we didn't understand. We didn't understand it. Like, okay, and she would say, okay, your ass keep living. Just keep on living. You know how the older people say, just keep on living. Your ass gonna see sweet shit from honey and water. And we sit up there and like, man, what the fuck, man? She's sitting up there. Like we be like, oh, we'll be bursting off, man. Oh man, old fashioned chill. She don't know what she talking about. She don't know she's talking about all this kind of stuff. She don't know. Like shoot. That reality set in. Reality will teach your ass real quick. Reality will teach your ass real quick, partner. Hold on. Reality will hold on. Let me go in the room. That's right though. She would tell us all the time. She would say, okay, just keep on living. She said, and the spirit deal with her too. Yeah. She said, okay, y'all gonna see. The spirit is telling me so that person ain't, you should be hanging with that person. She'll say, now I'm not telling you to hate them or nothing like that. Just treat them good, treat them nice and everything, but just don't act like no ways like you're mad with them or nothing like that. Just keep on. I used to tell her, Mom, it's hard for me to do that. I'm like this here. I ain't gonna play with you, man. I ain't gonna pretend. If I know you ain't got good intentions, I'm just gonna come out and tell you. She would say things like, "Well, still tongue. Will you keep your tongue and don't say nothing? You can do more." With like, oh my goodness. I said, nah. I guess she's trying to water it down. You know, we didn't understand, but now, believe you me, my ass understand, partner. Oh yeah, you better believe it, partner. I sure understand it now. Yes, indeed. I understand now. How many of y'all ever felt like that? When you get down and out, and just like I said, working in them hospitals, man, mm-mm. I don't think I can ever get comfortable with that. It just depends. I couldn't, I would never be able to get comfortable with that. The way people handle me when I would say that our mother needed aid, assistance because she was hurting, she need pain medicine. And a lot of time when you go to the desk and you ask the nurses and stuff at the front desk that you need something, a lot of them will get uh, racism with you and stuff, and it make you mad. And then from a person like me, I be end up telling them off. They end up putting me out of the hospital. I'm gonna be honest with you. They did it before because I didn't like how they was in there sticking my mother with them needles and all that shit. And then when I told the so-called white woman, she used it to her advantage. This a dirty, demonic. This motherfucker had a demon on, and she's a demon by nature. And went in there and told the people, and the people, the head or whatever the fuck they is, went and got some goddamn security guard, and they escorted me up out of there, and they threatened me and told me that I wasn't allowed back on the premises, that if I would come back in there. Now, mind you, now you dealing with my mother that's on a premises that is my mother, that is my family member, that is in the hands of another nation. And me, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. That's my mother. So what I did, I called every single day, all through the day. Well, she home now. She been home. You know what I'm saying? So I can go in there and check on the internet. See, it ain't no place like home. Don't let nobody fool you. There's no place like home, because when you're in them hospital organization, they got a rule. People come in all throughout the day, all throughout the night. You can't even rest. But see, we home. The only time my mother and our mother, our mother, I love saying our mother going to the hospital, it has to be something that we just can't physically, just don't, it's not it, liking up some understanding. So we have to go and get a professional physician to understand how to treat the person for whatever illness there is or that they have. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, man. So they threatened me, and I told them, I said, well, y'all get ready for slavery because y'all ass going into slavery. This was a video that was done last year when I was talking to them concerning my mother. The security guard, it was a black one that escorted me out of that, and it was a so-called white one that escorted me up out of that. And the one that was black, he was going along with the white folks. He was an Uncle Tom. He was a full-blooded, bred Uncle Tom or whatever. And I told him, I said, them white folks don't care nothing about your ass neither. You know. So, and that's a couple of reasons why I wouldn't want to go back. Why would I want to? The way I'm looking at it now, I'm looking at it like this: saying, why do I want to work for an organization who does not care anything about my people? Why? Why would I work for an organization like that? I wouldn't even be comfortable with, like, that'd be like me working, because at the end of the day, if I'm working there and you have a patient, or some of our people have they have grandmas and that, and I'm looking at how they treating these people, I'm like, wait a minute, that's just like they mistreating my mother. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be looking at, that's somebody's grandma, that's somebody's great grandma, and they don't want their family members being treated like that if they're in their right mind. So the way that our mother was done, it just put a dampening on me. I would never ever want to be comfortable with working in no damn hospital. Mm-mm. Y'all let me know if y'all think I'm wrong on this here, because the way I'm feeling about this here, I just feel like it, because the organization belongs to so-called white men, white people in general. It's a white supremacist organization. It is a Caucasian organization. You know, and looking at the stuff and seeing what our mother go through and stuff like that, seeing what our mother go through, it's just like how